Falcon fans, and of course, good old Atlanta Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what it do. One time for the fan, we are back talking Atlanta Falcons football. That's right, Smoothie. Countdown to the draft is here, ladies and gentlemen. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, so much more. T Will,
What's up?
what's the word, man? How is everything going for you, sir?
Hey man, all is well. I got no complaints. I'm excited about this Falcons draft. I can't wait, man. Going to be a great time. One time for the fan is going to host the world next Wednesday. So hey, come check us out, man. We got everybody coming through. Literally everybody coming through. I'm excited about it, man. I'm hearing so many things about our beloved Atlanta Falcons. I hope to God we take a defensive player. Uh, Terry, if you're listening, we really need a defensive lineman and a linebacker who could run. Just saying. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk some Falcons. Let's get into it, brother. Let's go.
It's going down in a major way. Falcon fan, you did hear what T Will just said. Next week, draft. Who will the Falcons take at 15? Will they trade up? Will they trade back? We do not know. One thing that we do know is one time for the fan will be live, one time for the fan will be lit. Talking Falcons football next week, 7 p.m. We're going to kick things off. Got a lot of special guests that's going to be joining us. Of course, you know, the live giveaways too as well that we mentioned here on the channel. The super chats. Super chats. I'm going to keep it low for right now.
Super chat.
Super chats are still open. So Friday morning, we're going to go ahead and put the cap on it. We pretty much reached our goal of where we want to be. Carrie has selected some really nice gifts. Plus, I think we have Lisa Shepard too as well, who's going to be throwing in a gift or two in there too as well. Haven't received the gift from Michael over from Puerto Rico, but we have a lot of giveaways and some cool things that's going on next week here on One Time for the Fans. So make sure you all are checking in. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon. Of course, you know that stuff gets posted after the show. And then we have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Of course, we are live talking Falcons football with you all. So make sure you guys are here next week. Um, T will just going quickly to the draft. Have your thoughts changed at all in the past couple of days about who the Falcons may select?
No. It's got to be a big ugly on defense, meaning a defensive lineman, edge rusher, or a linebacker who could cover. That's what I hope we do. That's where I see us. But I also hope we trade back, right? So our objective is twofold on the first night. Number one, we need to get more picks. We have 3 picks and 2 lottery tickets. Jack, let me ask you a question. When the last time you won $50 million in the lottery on the lottery ticket? When the last time you won that?
Um, in Marvel Universe, I won it a couple times. In this
Oh wow.
universe,
Oh
none.
yeah. In this one, none, right? So that's what we have, Jack, in our draft. We have 3 solid draft picks and 2 lottery tickets. And I don't want to mortgage my future as an Atlanta Falcon on 2 lottery tickets. So we need to get some more picks, Jack. We gotta trade back, man. Got to trade back. Got to do it.
The funny thing about it is, a week before the draft, Michael Williams visiting the Atlanta Falcons today too as well. Go Dogs.
I heard. Go dog.
Um,
You didn't
but a
say
week
that loud
before the
enough,
draft,
Jack.
go Dogs. I'm
There you
chilling
go.
right now. I got off work. I had me, had me a couple drinks. I'm just chilling.
From
You
Tito's.
know,
Was it
of course,
Tito's?
I'm watching the. They got the NBA playoff with play-ins, whatever this is going on right now. Hawks disappointing loss against the Magic
Oh my
last
God.
night. Have to play
Oh
Friday
my God.
between, I guess, what the winner of this Miami Chicago game too as well. Um, so I'm just enjoying the night, man. But it's always go Dogs with me.
Go dogs.
Um, but yeah, Michael Williams visiting the Atlanta Falcons today. Of course, Falcons could be definitely heavily interested in for a pass rusher. at the draft. Michael Williams could be there. Jalen Walker could be there. Mike Green, who Falcon fans keep talking about too as well, could also be there. Which direction the Falcons could take on draft night, I don't know. But I do know at 7 p.m. next week, One Time for the Fan will be live. Once again, we have a lot of special guests that's going to be joining us talking Atlanta Falcons football. We probably have some people here in the chat who's going to be joining us here too as well. Matter of fact, let's get to the chat, see what everybody's talking about. Because we got some things to talk about tonight, and one of them is Kirk Cousins. So Falcon fans, tag your Falcons friends, tell your Falcons family. One Time for the Fan is live. Breakfast with One Time for the Fan is back Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. So make sure y'all tune in for that. And like I said, next week is going down in a major way. I'm just going to keep this graphic up here just for a minute while we get to some housekeeping, as T. Will would say. Dwayne Ruffins in the chat, he said, one time for the one time. We are getting NFL draft. So big shout out to Deke Ruffin here in the chat. DSGB Halls in the chat. Falcon fans, and of course, Falcon fans. Hey, that's who we talking to, man. We ain't talking to no Jags fans. We ain't talking to no Titans fans. You know.
Hey, man. Ernest does not miss, man. Ernest, Jack and I are in a chat with Ernest, and Ernest does not miss, okay? So if Ernest sets his sights on you, he does not miss.
He has a lot of jokes. He's a real funny guy. He's a real funny guy.
Are you a little salty, Jack?
No, I'd never be. Not this guy. He's gotten better on his photoshopping skills. He's been hanging with Eric in the private chats. He's gotten better on his photoshopping skills. He don't do shit but sit in his Tesla all day, making all that damn money. Look out for some of us out here, man. Look out for some of us, DSGB Hall. We try to get some of that Tesla money.
So
season. Chat,
Jack is salty because DSGB hit him with a shot the other day, and man,
I mean they're going crazy with the Chat GPT picks. And he hit me with a funny one the other day, and I was like, "This guy is fucking up."
I've been laughing about that for 3 days, man. Oh my god!
Was it yesterday? Me, you, and Bodie had like a back and forth going with like the movies that we, some of our favorite all-time movies, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Harlem Nights.
And Harlem Nights, yeah.
Oh, no, that was great. The podcast, we all have a good time. Like we talk Falcons, we talk Braves, we talk Hawks, but then we have a good time with a couple jokes here and there. We're roasting every now and then. Terry called me today, and sure enough, Bodie picked up the phone on the chat, so the jokes went quickly to Bodie on his reception. He was cutting down trees in the woods. I don't know what they're doing. Ever since he's moved closer to the Amazon rainforest, a lot of stuff going on over there.
I cannot wait for next week. We get 4 hours of Bodie and Jack literally
He's listening or he's watching right now. He was watching you and Scott Karisic earlier.
Yeah.
Bodie's best, man.
Bodie's best, and Bodie's doing it. As well. Shout out to Bodie. Bodie's doing it. If you guys have it, go ahead and like and share, and share, and subscribe to his channel. Great work Bodie's doing. And
we're gonna put all the channels up here too as well. Bodie's best. He's put out a lot of content already. He's gonna be putting out a lot more. He'll be joining us here next week. Of course, you guys know Bodie, One Time for the Fan. Smooth season to chat. Big shout out to Miss Carrie too as well. We got to say that as well. Can't forget Carrie. You never know when Carrie can pop up too as well.
Best in the world.
What's up, T-Will?
Best producer in the world. Just saying.
Carrie keeps it real. Big shout out to Carrie.
She is that one right there.
Georgia, Texas boys in the chat. What's the word? One time for the fan. Jack T. Will and Falcons family, and the new era is here. Let's effing go. The Falcons will rise up in 2025 and beyond. Throwing around those red and black emojis, Terry.
Let's go.
Dwayne Ruffin is here in the chat. Mike Green for the win. Sheesh, everybody's already calling out Mike Green. Sheesh, Terry, I do want to talk a little bit about that as we get to some housekeeping. Last year, a lot of Falcon fans were throwing around, it's going to be a defensive player, right? I mean, we got to this point in time where we could say we were a week away from the draft. Last year was around this same point in time. We were calling for a defensive player, not knowing that the Falcons had Michael Penix all along in the bag, ready to bring him in and make him the future franchise quarterback. T. Will, right now, a week before the draft, do you feel like the Falcons could throw a surprise here? Do you feel like the Falcons could maybe make a move? Do you feel like the Falcons could maybe make a trade? What do you think?
I think they're going to. 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 I
randomly? Could it be Mike Green? Could it be Jalen Walker? I mean, we've talked about a pass rusher. Jalen Ramsey, we're going to get to in a minute, that is now possibly available on the market. Has a lot of ties to. If he was bringing in a guy like Jalen Ramsey, I'm sure we can, take cornerback out the question that they won't go there at 15. I saw a couple mocks from some analysts in the NFL that cover the NFL saying that the Falcons could take a cornerback at 15. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I think they have enough corners in the room right now to go compete out there for a job. But T Will, a week away, man. Dwayne reference in the chat. A lot of fans here in the chat. People are penciling in Mike Green. Just thoughts on that, man.
I'm okay with Mike Green. The main thing is, like, I'm okay with Mike Green. I'm okay with Jahad Campbell. There are about 3 or 4 defenders in the first round I'm okay with. The main thing is I want us to trade down and secure one of those guys. I'd like to go down to 21 or 22. And you never know, but look, we need picks. Bottom line, we need picks. We need at least 5 picks and 2 lottery tickets. That is 7 for those of y'all keeping up, because I don't know, math wasn't my best subject, but we need draft picks. Yeah, I thought that was a wow, but it's debatable. Can we check with the can we check?
Can we check with the panel? Is
Can
that
we
a
check
wow? Can we check with the committee?
with the panel?
Committee confirms that's a wow.
I thought it was
That's a
wow.
wow.
I thought it was wow. I thought he got his feet down. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, in all seriousness, Jack. We need picks, man. We need 3 things from this draft at least. We need a D tackle. We definitely need an edge rusher, and we need a linebacker who can run, so we can just rush Peyton Ellis. It's how it fits, right? Peyton Ellis isn't the greatest coverage guy. Anderson can't stay healthy. So we need a linebacker who can run. If you can somehow get Jahad Campbell after trading down, and then maybe in the second round go and get Prince Human, whatever his name is. If you can do that, right? If you can do that, then I'm good. We need at least 5
from Boston College too. So you have a lot of players that's available in the top 50
yeah.
that the Falcons can go nail at least a pass rusher or a tackle or a pass rusher in those first 2 picks, Terry.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love Jahad Campbell. So in a perfect world, we trade down and we pick Jahad Campbell at 22. And we've got at least 6 more picks because we got to when we traded down. That's what I'd like. But will I take Mike Green at 15? Absolutely. 100%. No question. No, there are about 4 guys at 15. If we took them, I'd be absolutely fine with. And he's definitely one of them. So who's your ideal pick at 15, Jack?
I'm in the same boat as you, man. We talked about the draft a few times here on One Time for the Fan because, that's very important here for the Falcons fan base. We did a lot of mock drafts too as well. Big shout out to everybody checking in here, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, everything. But Terry, I agree with you, man. If the Falcons can trade back and get a Mike Green and get a Jalen Walker, right? Or grab, like you said, grab their defensive tackle early. Grab their edge rusher in the second round. I don't want them trading up from 15. I saw some reports that they might even look into trading up. Could they trade up? Why would you trade up? If Mike Green is that important to you to go after Mike Green, if you fell in love with the kid, just like how it was last year with Michael Penix and everybody flew out, we kind of got those reports. When did those reports come out that everybody flew out for Michael Penix? Was that after he was drafted?
No.
Was that before that? Was that a couple of days before that we got the reports that everybody flew out for Michael Penix's pro day?
Yeah, and remember, what's his name? Was it Baldy? Baldy predicted. He put out a video a week before saying the Falcons are taking Penix, and we were all like, "You're absolutely crazy!" And damn it, if he wasn't right.
So should we be waiting for Baldy's video this year? Because he did call out Penix last year. I remember he was sitting in the pool.
Yeah,
he was Baldy. That's Brian Baldinger, right?
Yes.
He was sitting in the pool talking about who the Falcons could take last year in the draft, and he did say Penix. I remember that before the draft. Maybe we should find a way, reach out to Baldy, send him a tweet, do something to find out. Let's see if he has any thoughts on Mike Green. Because I can tell you right now, the talks of them taking a tackle, the thoughts of them taking an offensive player at 15, I just don't see it. I
I don't
just
see it
don't
either.
see it right now.
I
I'm just
I
keeping
hope
it
not.
real with y'all.
I hope not.
I
I
don't
hope not.
see it. Now y'all can say, oh, Caleb McGarry could be out the door. They can go draft the Kelvin Banks kid, Armand. There is a lot of great players here coming out of college going into the NFL. Big shout out to all the players that's going to be drafted. These kids work hard, man. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They work hard to be where they are right now at this point in their life where they can make it to the NFL, get a check, feed their family, move on, so on. Some might win the Super Bowl, some might not win the Super Bowl. Some might become, Hall of Fame players. Some might become Hall of Fame players. Some might go all pro. Some might play a couple years and then, call it quits. But, these guys work hard to be where they are. So next
Hmm.
week, shout out to all these players that's getting drafted. A lot of those undrafted free agents. We have some players on this team that had to fight to where they are. D. Alford is one of those players that had
Hmm.
to fight to make the 53, right? There's a lot of these guys that had to, show up and show out. So big shout out to every player the Falcons been, bringing in for, interviews and workouts and all that type of stuff. Terry, right now, if you look across the NFL, there's a couple things that's, kind of falling in place of where some of these players could go. Big shout out to Jonathan Bell in the chat. Dwayne Ruffin, Anthony White is in the chat too as well. Tyreek Johnson's in the chat. It's going down in a major way, Falcon fans. So big shout out to you all. Don't forget to tag your friends, hit the like button, tell all your Falcons family. We're over here talking Falcons football. Cam Ward the other night playing Fortnite mentions that his top receivers in the NFL, one, Calvin Ridley. So there's like shout out to Calvin Ridley, who plays for who? The Tennessee Titans.
Mm.
He also said one of his top running backs in the league is the running back from the Tennessee Titans too, as well, Tajay Spears and them. So
Okay.
it's kind of like he's leaning toward going to Tennessee, right?
Yeah. Or
It
maybe
would,
he knows Tennessee is going to pick him.
yeah, or the defensive tackle from Michigan, apparently, or I can't remember if it was Michigan or what school it was. He was working out the other day in a Jacksonville Jaguars shirt, which they pick pretty early too, as well, because they suck, right? So some people are kind of looking at it like, I think some teams are locked in. Are the Giants going to go with Shadur Sanders? Are the Browns going to go with Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter? But Terry, right now, a week before the draft, I'm just going to pencil in that it's going to be a defensive player, right? Maybe a day or two before the draft, we can get on here and talk names. I don't want to throw all my eggs in one basket. Mike Green, is he on one time for the fans draft board? Yes. Jalen Walker, Anthony White is in the chat. Is he on one time for the fans draft board? Yes. You have to put these players on your draft board. What's the kid's name from Tennessee?
James
James Pierce.
Pierce.
You
Yeah.
got to keep him on your board too as well. Right? Who else, Terry? We did some mocks today. Jahad Campbell from Alabama. You have to
Yeah.
have him on your board too as well.
Malachi Starks.
Well, I would tell you right now, man. Let's just say randomly the Falcons make a move, bring in Jalen Ramsey. Don't see Malachi Starks.
You think there's a real possibility do we have any money?
So big shout out to Scott Karisic, who pointed out this as well. Did you guys get a chance? I didn't get a chance to check the podcast. Did you guys talk a little bit about Jalen Ramsey on the
We
podcast
did
earlier?
not talk about Jalen. We talked about the draft. We talked a lot about the draft, but I should have brought it up, but no, we didn't talk about Jalen. So this is news to me. So yeah.
So in a world where Falcon fans, might look at some of these players and think, oh, these players are washed. Why the Falcons are bringing in some of these older guys, Leonard Floyd, right? Why is a potential landing spot for Jalen Ramsey, the Atlanta Falcons? Well, there was a video, and of course there was you know, some reports out there that Jalen Ramsey speaks highly of Raheem Morris. He talked a lot about what Raheem has done for his career when he was in LA and when he was working with him. And at this point, there are some fans that believe that, it's possible, they could they could look after a Jalen Ramsey and go after this guy. Now, do I think it's possible? We will see. But right now, Scott Karisic did point out that the Falcons can actually uh make a move like this, um, and go after Jalen Ramsey. You know, it wouldn't be too bad of a move here. Um,
Let me ask you a question, Jack. If you do go and get, does he play corner or safety?
well, Asante Samuel pointed out that he'd like for him to play safety at this point in his career. Um, but I think you would put Jalen Ramsey at corner. You can lock down a lot with now Jalen Ramsey, AJ Terrell, Mike Hughes, and however you're going to fit in the rest of these guys with Keith Taylor, D. Alford, Clark Phillips, Mike Ford, and so forth. But at this time, Terry, what, April 16th, can't really push the Jalen Ramsey talk because ain't nothing really happened. Now, if it happens, oh, we got something to talk about. But when you see potential landing spots, it's something to talk about here on the channel because some
And
fans have brought it up. Maybe they
that,
can go
that's
after a Jalen Ramsey, right?
I
So
had not I had not a scintilla of an idea. I had no idea that okay, that failed. I had no idea that was even an
sheesh.
option. Yeah, I was trying to put my leg up under this table here and I forgot I had this object up here. It was very very painful lesson. But anyway, I was
God,
suffering. Um that would be great, man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, Jack? Like
that
let's
defense would be a
play.
little bit lit if you got Jordan Fuller back there, played on the Rams with Raheem, you know, in the coaching room. You had Jalen Ramsey over there too as well. You got a couple of players that Raheem is familiar with on that defense. It would help out Jeff Ulbrich too as well, bringing a guy like Jalen Ramsey,
And you got
right?
Jesse back there and AJ
Jesse,
and Mike
AJ,
Hughes.
Jalen Ram. That
Holy
right there on
man,
paper, that right there on paper is gonna scare some teams because you
bruh.
can't really throw the ball toward AJ. You know how locked down he is. And look at some of the teams that we're playing this year, Terry. Like we're playing the Patriots, we're playing the Dolphins, right? We're playing the Rams, we're playing the Seahawks, we're playing the Cardinals. AJ, this is your team. We're playing the Colts. AJ, this is your year to shine. We're playing the Jets,
Mm,
right? AJ, this is your year to shine. This is the year for the defense to really stand up and show out. Like that Colts game, I expect 5-6 sats on Anthony Richardson if he's playing.
bro.
But it goes to some of these teams that I'm looking at, and I'm thinking, Terry, Michael Penny's got to go up against Drake May this year, right? Michael Penny's got to go up against what? Justin Fields this year,
Yeah,
right? Anthony Richardson this year, Kyler Murray this year,
yeah.
or maybe Kirk Cousins would have to go up against some of these teams. We
Maybe
got to talk a little bit about Kirk Cousins here, Terry.
Kirko, Kirko Schmirko, or as my friend John from Out of Your Falcon Mind calls him, Dirk Smudgeons. Dirk
Nathan,
Smudgeons.
Nathan Floyd is in the chat. Jonathan Bell's in the chat. 82 Money Carlos in the chat. King Richie's in the chat. Deshaun Coswell. Everybody's in here talking Falcons football. It's
Birdo's
great
in
that
there.
y'all are in here having a good time because here at One Time for the Fan, we're all Falcon fans. We're all having a good time. One Time for the Fan is from the fan for the fan. Our draft show next week going down in a major way. We need everybody to be in the building. Got some live giveaways. Got some special guests that's going to be joining us. So please be here next week on time,
On
7 p.m.
time.
to 11 p.m. Talking Falcons football. We're gonna have the draft on. We're gonna do like how most streamers do. We're not gonna have the draft up because we don't want to get hit with NFL, copyright or anything. But we're gonna have a lot of special guests checking in. Terry, I'm sure you're gonna have the TV on with the draft right there, or your phone locked into it. Bodie's gonna be with us. Carrie's gonna be with us. So many special guests, so many people here talking Falcons football from 7 to 11. Hell, we might even run over a little bit. Fans is going to be joining us, podcasters, content creators before the pick. And then we have some people that's going to be joining us too as well after the pick. So we're going to be lit next week. Terry, we're a week away, man. We
A week
are a
away,
week
brother. A week away.
away.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so
Now,
excited.
we talked about this a couple days ago, Terry, on One Time for the Fan, a couple podcasts back about Kirk Cousins and how possibly he could be waiting for the draft, or after the draft, right, to
Hmm.
see what's going on, how he can make some moves. Terry, as you see in the NFL, a lot of NFL teams are locking in their quarterback going
Mm-hmm.
forward. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and bring this up here because I know Falcon fans probably want Kirk Cousins up out of here. But until that time comes, we do have to point out that Terry, the Buffalo Bills have their quarterback in Josh Allen, correct?
Yep,
The
they do.
Miami Dolphins apparently have their quarterback with Tua Tagovailoa, correct?
Yep, they do.
The New England Patriots is going to be running with Drake May, correct?
Yep, they do.
The Jets, possibly where they're sitting in the draft, could draft a quarterback, or they can just be running with Justin Fields. Fields showed, I think, enough in his career that he might be able to do that 1 or 2 year deal with Aaron Glenn, just to help them out, unless they want to go draft a guy. But it seems to be Justin Fields, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
That's the AFC East. Go to the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be running with Lamar Jackson for the rest of his NFL career, right?
Amen.
The Bengals, Joe Burrow. Cleveland Browns, bringing in, was that a report I just saw the other day, Terry, that they signed a quarterback?
They signed Joe Flacco, sir,
They
which
brought
means
back in Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, which that's how much they didn't want Kirk. There you go.
Now, Terry, at this point, Falcon fans in the chat for Kirk Cousins in this whole Kirk Cousins saga here. Is it
Jack,
can we
not to cut
rule
you
Kirk?
off, we have a super chat.
Oh man, it's going down in a major way whenever we get a super chat. That's right. Sterling Woods is here in the chat. Big shout
What
to
up,
Sterling
Sterling?
Woods. Of course, Sterling Woods. The donation goes to the One Time for the Fan draft night next week. Live giveaways that we're going to be doing. So many giveaways. Carrie has done a great job working behind the scenes, making sure that these gifts are going to be super cool. We're going to be ordering them, of course, from Fanatics, right? But it's going to be live on the show, how we're going to pick the winners, how we're going to do the details and the giveaways. So the super chat is very important. Big shot to Sterling Woods here. He says, man, I need Bates and AJ to bring Jalen to the ATL. You see what I'm saying, Terry?
Hey man,
There's
I'm for it.
potential
Look,
landing spots that PFF
I'm
just put
so
out.
for this, bro. I'm for it.
Jalen Ramsey was on there.
I am for it. If we can make this happen, bro, like, because I don't think, bro, you talking about Jalen Ramsey, Jesse Bates, AJ, you got some dogs back there,
Yeah.
man.
You're talking about
Some
really bolstering your
dogs.
secondary, helping out Jerry Gray, helping out Jeff Ulbrich. Now you can play the coverages you want, Terry. You can play your cover 3. You can play your
Yeah,
cover 1. You can play your man. You can play your zone. Because now you have people that have to, really show up and show out the
yeah,
correct way. With Jalen Ram, bro. I mean, we already talked about AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates, right? Sterling Woods, I can see why you made this comment. AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates now, they could be the voice to bring Jalen Ramsey to the ATL. You got to look good sometimes when you got to sell the team, right? Remember, we talked about this. We ain't got no rings, right? I mean, we got a nice, beautiful stadium, right? We got a young young second-year quarterback, Michael Penix, right? We got Bijan Robinson, but you got to sell something to Jalen Ramsey, right? You also have Raheem Morris, which Jalen Ramsey talks so highly of. I mentioned it. Go look at the video that's out there. Jalen Ramsey speaking about Raheem Morris. He
yeah, he
talked
did.
about how he talked about how Raheem would let him sometimes play soft coverages, play off coverages, because Raheem trusted in who Jalen was. He let Jalen use his talent, right? The way that Jalen was supposed to use his talent versus other coaches try to, take away
Right,
what Jalen can bring to the field. And that's what
right.
Raheem does. He's a player's coach. He wants to find out what's the best, traits, abilities, and, things that these guys can do. So that way these guys can get out there and play their best. And sure enough, Jalen Ramsey speaking so highly of Raheem Morris. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons randomly said, hey, you know what? Let's try to wow this fan base real quick. Let's bring in Jalen Ramsey. Terry, I just want to ask you if they do, and we're gonna talk about Kirk Cousins in a minute, But Sterling Woods with the super chat. So important to
Super
get to this.
chat.
With Jalen Ramsey being available, Terry. We gotta talk about this, man, just quickly. Does that if Jalen Ramsey is here, healthy season for him, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, kind of like how it was last year. Terry, you talk about a top 15 defense once Jalen Ramsey is added.
Might be talking about a top 10 defense, bro. I know, I have a little bit of my brother in me in that if you know Eric Parker, whenever we make a move, he's like, first thing out of the we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
No, Eric's a diehard fan.
You know what I mean? But man, if you were able to pull that off, if you were to get Jaden Ramsey, right, and you got Jesse Bates back there, you got Jordan Fuller, you got AJ, you got Mike Hughes, where are you going? Where and let's say you mess around and draft Mike Green. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my Jesus. Wow. Or what if you draft Jahad Campbell and you get a beast in the second round? Oh my God. Bro. Hey man.
Cool thing about it is if Jalen Ramsey, and I'm telling you right now, Raheem, and he's a real cool guy, right?
He is.
And you saw Raheem when he came over last year at training camp. Remember I told you, Terry, I said, Terry, watch this. Yo, Raheem.
Yep.
He's a cool guy.
Yep.
Right? Terry, do you remember that moment when we were talking about?
I do. He was like, yeah, I'll be over. Give me a sec. He was doing an interview. He was like, I'll be over. Give me a sec. He looked right at you. No, he pointed right at you. And he was like, I'll be over. Give me a sec. Doing an interview. Just like that.
Which shortly after the interview, he came over there.
And he came over.
So big shout out to Raheem. But I'm telling you right now, the way I'm guessing he would look at this situation is the way most fans would look at it. Why would you not want to pick up the phone and see how, you can get Jalen Ramsey here? Right? How would you not go into that room with Terry Fontenot, look at your defense and say, nah, we're not going to bring Jalen Ramsey. We can't do it. We can't make it happen. Raheem calling Jalen Ramsey is totally different than a coach who doesn't know Jalen Ramsey calling Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey going to see that number. He knows that number. It's not no random number. It's not scam likely.
Yeah.
He's going to look at it. He's going to say, oh, that's Ra.
Yeah.
You answer the phone. Ra, what's good? Oh, what are you doing at ATL this year? Okay. Well, let's see how we can work some things out. You're not giving up a first for Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
You've seen these trades that's happened recently. If any type of trades wants to go on, all Falcons got to do is just make some. This is where Terry comes. This is where your uncles, brothers, neighbors, sisters, cousins, nephews across the street. This would Terry TF Baby come in.
Pookie and Ray them cousins. Yep.
How you can still end up with a big pick next week, like Mike Green or Jalen Walker, a pick that Falcon fans can say this guy is going to help us do X, Y, and Z, and then land a Jalen Ramsey. Oh my gosh, that might be the splash move the Falcons might need this offseason. I would look at it.
Hell yeah. And look, Jaden is one of those guys, man. Jaden is one of those guys. Like he's a dog. And if you got enough of those guys, you don't have to worry about your locker room. And not that you have to worry about your locker room now, but Jaden gives you a little bit of an edge. You know what I mean? Jaden gives you a little bit of a. Jaden's gonna take pride, man. We let them go 50 yards. What? Next time, let's hold them to 40. You know what? Next time, let's hold them to 30. You know what? Let's get 2 kickoffs today. Like
I've seen enough in Jalen Ramsey's career to know that he would be out there helping AJ. He would definitely help any young guy that's in the building like D. Alford or Clark Phillips. He would definitely help out anything that's happening in the backfield that, oh, don't forget we play the Vikings this year too as well. Try that same shit again that you did last year. Jalen Ramsey ain't going for a lot of that stuff, man. Y'all seen how Jalen Ramsey balls, man. He goes hard, man. He balls out, right? He's a tough player, right? He's been there since Jacksonville. When he's left Jacksonville and went to a couple other teams, you saw him win the Super Bowl too as well. So, man's out here getting it. Big shout out to everybody in the chat, though, man. As you can see, Falcon fans are in here talking about it. Um, Larry says video up here. Roman Jalen Ramsey since the trade requested. That is true. Everybody's spending monopoly money. Anyway, seems like anyway. I'm talking about this draft room. I mean, not the draft room, the cap space. How we can make it work. You've seen in the past previous years the Saints do some ridiculous stuff when they're you know literally bankrupt. For some strange reason, they still find out to get players on the 53. They make moves, and the Falcons can make this happen. I'm sure if they wanted them, they can go get them. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. Sterling Woods said the secondary would definitely be nice. Georgia Texas boy put him in at the slot, so that actually be pretty big as well. Montu 82 Monte Carlos in the chat. That's why Starks will be legit for at least 3 years. We won't have to pay the vets later. That's true. If you don't want to go get a guy like Jalen Ramsey, if you do take a shot at Malachi Starks, you could play him all over the field too as well. Malachi's he's that player, man. He's that
Yeah.
dog. So big
That's
shot to Malachi
that's
Starks.
the one other than like a defensive tackle, or I wouldn't be mad at that at 15. If the Falcons just said, "Hey, he's here," well, I'm not mad at it because to your point, Jack, and to whoever made that in the chat, you can put him anywhere. He can play safety, he can play corner, he can blitz, he can do it all. He can do it all. So yeah, I'm
At
with
the
you.
point now, Terry, we've talked about this. We have a bunch of names on our draft board, right? We're going to talk about it next week. Jalen
Yep.
Walker's on there, right? Malachi
Yep.
Starks is on there. Malachi
Yep.
Williams is on there. Michael Williams is on there, right? I mean, who else? Mike Green is on there.
Yeah.
James Pierce Jr. is on there. I mean, we have a bunch of people in the first round on our draft board. And guess what? We have a bunch of people in our second round in our draft board too as well. If the Falcons draft one of these players, I mean, we're going to be excited about it because we talked about it and we did study some of these players too as well. We went back and watched some of the film too as well of how these guys could help out and what they can build with the Falcons going forward. But that's Jeff Ulbricht's job too as well. That's Nate Ali's job as well. We're the fans. We finna talk about it on the podcast. Nate Ali's looking at his guy like, okay, how can Mike Green help with this group? Jeff Ulbricht's like, how can this guy help with this group? Raheem Morris, how can this guy help with this group? So I'm telling y'all, Falcon fans, keep these players on your draft board, right? Malachi Starks, Michael Williams. I mean, Abdul Carter, I don't have him on my draft board. Abdul Carter's gone in the top 10. If he somehow makes it to 15,
oh, you gotta take him. I
that's
first off,
random.
I don't think he'll make it past. I don't think he's making it
makes it past
out of
8.
the top 50. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I don't think so. But if he's there at 15, woo! Okay, let me ask you this. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. He is there at 15. You
Is
get
him
a
and Mike
call,
Green there?
huh?
Is him and Mike Green there?
Yeah. Okay, fine.
That's so random how that would
You,
happen. That is like a
you,
1%
it
chance that
won't.
that would happen.
It's like me winning the lottery. It won't.
Shit.
But let's say it does happen, right? You get a call from who's got pick 18?
I think 18 was the Packers, I believe it was.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
You get a call from Seattle. They offer you their first, a second, and a third round pick. You only got to move down 3 spots. Are you taking it, or are you going to go ahead and take that man? Mama, there go that man again, Abdul Carter. What are you doing? He's there.
Man, at that point in time, Raheem Morris in the group, you asking me.
I'm asking you.
I would have to look into that. I would definitely have to probably make that pick. Every mock we've done, every report we talked about, Abdul Carter hasn't been there. But if he somehow makes it to 15, Terry, you have to make that pick. Abdul Carter has to be your guy at 15. But let's not talk into too much of that because it's not going to happen, right? So Falcon fans, if it does happen though, we did mention it, right? So remember this show last week, Falcon fans. Next week, remember this show.
That we did.
But,
my brother stepped in the building. What it do, BLB?
Hey,
what's going on, BLB?
All right, let's get back to Kirk Cousins here. Terry, we did talk about some of these teams, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns. We can probably put the Browns in the mix. The Steelers. I mean, Scott Karisic, our good friend, has mentioned it before too as well. He thinks that Kirk Cousins will probably end up with the Steelers. Terry, it's possible they could end up with Kirk Cousins over there in Pittsburgh. I don't know how fans would treat that. They did have a veteran quarterback last year on a 1-year deal, such as Russell Wilson. He did get them, help get them to the playoffs, but of course he is now gone to the New York Giants. Um, let's go to the NFC East. The Cowboys, they have Dak. Uh, New York Giants, of course, with Russell Wilson. Are they going to make Shadur Sanders, of course, compete with Russell if they select Shadur? The Eagles with Jalen Hurts, they seem to be fine there. Commanders just announced
Super Bowl. Yeah, they're fine.
they won a Super Bowl with Jalen. Of course, the Commanders just announced that they will be building a brand new stadium. It will be ready in 2030. So I guess Jaden Daniels has this team prepared to go forward, because I'm sure they're going to want to try to keep Jaden Daniels around going into that new stadium. NFC North, you have the Bears with Caleb Williams, the Lions with Jared Goff, Packers with Jordan Love. Terry, this is where it gets real interesting here. Should we throw back in the Minnesota Vikings into the mix for Kirk Cousins? JJ McCarthy leading the way in Minnesota. Kirk wants to be a starter. Wouldn't this be an opportunity for Kirk to go back to Minnesota? Help out JJ? What is he getting paid when he goes back, right? Remember, he wanted that new deal. Minnesota didn't want to give it to him. Falcons ended up doing what? Shooting themselves in the foot by giving him the deal. Now look at the situation. Kirk just wants to be a starter. Is Minnesota really tight with JJ McCarthy? Terry, we creating a highlight reel to send to the Vikings camp to let them know maybe you want to come look at Kirk Cousins. Make sure you guys clip this. Remember, Kirk Cousins, his stats previously before joining the Falcons. I mean, he was almost having an MVP season, of course, leading up to being here, 6-3. Kirktober, Vikings fans, Kirktober. Remember that, right? So, Terry, can we throw the Vikings into the mix? I'm trying to help out the Falcons find a partner here for Kirk Cousins.
I think you're reaching a bit there.
Vikings, Browns, Steelers. That's my three teams right now. Vikings, Browns, Steelers. Am I reaching too much?
Yeah, you're reaching. I'd go Steelers. I'm like Kerry. I don't think the Vikings are going to spin the block. That's what y'all young folks say. I don't think they're going to spin the block on Kirk Cousins. I don't think they want Kirk Cousins. If they'd have wanted him, they would have signed him. I don't think they want him. I don't. So I think it's either Pittsburgh or bench. Yeah.
So if we have to throw 5 teams into the mix, Terry, I have to go over this because the fans are in the chat here talking Falcons football. Of course, one time for the fan, from the fan, for the fan, we talking Falcons football too. This is Jack Spade's list of candidates I think that's potential for the Falcons to look at for Kirk. Randomly, they can get this done. Vikings, Browns, Steelers, even with Flacco and Deshaun Watson. Vikings, Browns, Steelers. You see Smooth C's comment on the board. The Colts. Are they really going in there with Anthony Richardson? They took a shot at Phillip Rivers in the past, Terry, at the end of his career. They took a shot at Matt Ryan, Terry, at the end of his career.
How'd that work out for him?
This could be the favor, Terry. This could be the favor. How's it working out for Anthony Richardson?
Hey, man.
And guess what, Terry? Guess what? You hear me out, right? Listen to me. Kirk wants to be a starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw the problems Anthony Richardson's been having over there, right? He goes into Indianapolis. He has a little camp battle. He wins the camp battle. Get this, Terry, right? Check me out. The Colts are in the AFC South. Outside of Houston, maybe Tennessee might make some noise. The Jags, they suck. The Colts get Kirk. They feel confident. Terry, hear me out, right? Thursday night football next year, Falcons at Indianapolis. Penix versus Cousins, right? Hear me out, right? You got to send him to a team we got to play against the guy, right? You got to. You're not playing the Steelers next year. You're not playing the Browns next year. You're playing the Vikings. But you're playing the Colts next year too as well. So we're going to throw that as a quick flash highlight hot take. The potential landing spots for Kirk Cousins, because we want to see Falcons play Kirk because he owes us an L. We got to give him an L, right?
Oh, he gave us plenty of L's. He owes us a dub.
I mean, of course, that's right. I mean, we owe him that L too. So I mean,
right, correct. He owes us a dub. Yeah. No, I could see that. That to me, Jack, is more plausible than Kirk going back to the Vikings. I just don't see it. They know him. They know him well. I don't think that his recent actions are going to endear him to the Vikings. Um, and look at you got the same situation here that you do there.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Vikings have already said they're committed to their young guy. I really don't see them doing that, right? And I could be wrong. I could in a Marvel universe,
Jeez.
in it I could see them doing with the Colts. Like I could that's possible. It might not be probable, but it is possible. So Kirk to the Colts is possible. Kirk to the Steelers is possible because I think Aaron Rodgers has just pissed them off. I think they're just over it. I could be wrong. So to me, those are your two opportunities. I don't think there's even an option of him going to the Browns. I think he went to the Browns because he was desperate enough trying to build up some talk or whatever. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but it didn't work out. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you got two shots, Jack. I think you got the Steelers and the Colts, or unless somebody gets hurt, it's the bench for Kirk.
You
It's
have
right the old pine.
with those teams, Terry. Look at the rest of the NFL. The Cardinals have Kyle Murray. The Rams have Stafford, unless they want to send Kirk over there to LA and he somehow competes with Stafford. And
Not
you know
even
that's not going to
close.
happen. That's not going to
That's
happen
not
because the
even,
Rams going
that's
to
not
keep
even
Stafford.
close.
But then Stafford did mention that he did want to, he was thinking about hanging it up earlier this year, but he's obviously going to play it out. But how long does Stafford have left? So maybe Kirk. Could the Rams be a team? Possibly not. So we're going to throw them out. Cardinals, no. Rams, no. The 49ers, Terry, could he go over there and be a starter for the 49ers with Brock Purdy? Are 49er fans set with Brock Purdy? Could Kirk Cousins come lift their spirits over there in San Francisco? And guess what, Terry? We play the 49ers.
I think a better question is, can Kirk Cousins play for Kyle Shanahan?
Mm.
Because Kyle's gonna ride him like
Kyle
Kyle
had
is
Matt. Kyle had Matt now.
Kyle did have Matt, but Kyle
Kyle
had
had a
Matt.
lot of quarterbacks that's similar to Kirk Cousins too. A lot of
Kyle
quarterbacks
had
similar.
2016 Matt.
Okay.
He didn't have 2022 Matt.
He had Hoyer
Okay,
too.
Kirk is 37. It's not about Kyle not being able to do it. It's if Kirk can keep up, right? Because Kyle is very demanding. So I mean, I could see it. I just don't know. Kirk to me seems a little entitled. He seems a little, if you'll forgive the expression, Karen-esque. And that is the polar opposite of who Kyle Shanahan is. Kyle Shanahan is, you're here to play for me, damn it. You're going to do what I want you to do. You're going to do what I say, when I say, how I say it. I just don't know about that dynamic, man. I'm not saying it can't happen. It's definitely interesting. Would Kyle even do that? Does Kyle even look at 37-year-old Kirk coming off an Achilles injury, coming off an arm and a shoulder injury with you know what I mean? The only way I see that is if you can get him at a bargain. I just I don't
Which
know.
at this point you kind of, I mean, you got Kirk for what? What are you going to get him for next year? Once you bring him in, pennies?
I think what 27 million.
Man, a team could look at that and say, man, Terry.
I mean, you
All right,
could.
let's get the 49ers out here then. So we'll just say Browns, Steelers, Colts.
I don't dislike the 49ers. And I think you have a better chance of him going to the 49ers than you do the Browns. You already got one old guy there. You're gonna get two, Jack. You're gonna get two.
Uh,
No, I so I can see the Steelers, Colts, and maybe the 49ers if things break the right way. Like probably not. But again, if Purdy falls out of favor, maybe. I don't know. The thing
guys
is,
hit that
I don't
like,
know that he
share,
would
and
start.
subscribe button.
Jack. Do you
What's
think
up,
he
T?
would start? Do you think Kirk actually starts over Purdy?
If Kirk goes to San Fran, yes, I think he starts over Purdy.
That's
I think
interesting.
with John Lynch, I think that respect level of having that Kirk. Remember that? Remember Kirk Cousins? He'll sell you in a meeting now. You sit down and talk to him, he'll sell you now. Sold the Falcons for $100 million. He knows what to say and when to say it.
I don't know.
Remember that first interview with the text messages with Kyle Pitts and everything? Remember the lost pick? He knows what to say and when to say it. He knows how to do it.
Apparently not, because he costs us a draft pick.
Sheesh.
I don't know, man. You know what? These are all interesting. I hope you file them away so we as the season progresses. But that's interesting. I could see him. Your two most realistic in this order would be Steelers and Colts.
Yeah.
What would be interesting is what if you could get Anthony Richardson back in a trade, which won't happen, but he clearly needs some development.
That raises the next question: if you get Kirk out of here, and then who's your backup quarterback? Because I'm retired. So at this point,
Mr. 80 on the run is retired? What?
I'm just saying, man. I've thought about it. Falcons seem to be good without me.
What?
A couple years they could have made the call. It's kind of like I'm in the Cam Newton era right now. Like, they could have called me, but they didn't. So, big shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. Eric Parker's in the chat. Said Kirk going to Magic City. What's up, T?
You and Cam both have a podcast, so
that is true. Cam didn't throw 80 on the run though. Big shout out to Eric Parker. Said Kirk going to Magic City. Michael said AJ, Jalen, Hughes, Phillips, Alfred Brooks. That's nasty. Who would make the cut? Don't forget about Keith Taylor too as well. We got the Keith Taylor from the Chiefs. So that's in the look for. He put Alfred. You forgot Mike Ford too. Mike Ford's in the building. Right? So there's some people there. Mike also said Kirk's, Miami, San Fran, Minnesota, Pitt. How Miami could become a potential random spot for Kirk Cousins because we don't know if Tua's going to be healthy this year.
Yeah.
That could randomly happen where the Dolphins say, I can work with a Kirk Cousins. That's random. Michael, let's remember that here. Let's throw Miami. Terry, if we want to say a potential partner now for Kirk or a trade for Kirk, let's put Miami into the mix here, Terry.
How much are they paying to him?
They're paying to a lot of money to miss a lot of games.
So now you're going to pay Kirk $27 million on top of what you're paying to him?
Some team is going to have to bite, Terry. Some team is going to have to bite.
I don't think it's going to be them. I'm not trying to be negative, Nancy, but bro, you let me look up what they're paying to him. Let me look that up. Because if they're paying him 40 and you're paying Kirk 27, that's $67 million. I don't know what their cap situation is, right? What is their cap situation anyway?
The Dolphins?
Yeah.
Dolphins got some money.
So he signed.
The Dolphins got a little bread.
Let's take a look at Tua's contract. Okay. Oh my God. So wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. Oh, he signed a 4-year, $212 million contract. This year, they're gonna pay him. What are they paying this guy?
2025, $25 million.
Yeah. A base salary of $25 million, a prorated signing bonus of $8.4 million.
Guarantee salary is around 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you're gonna add Kirk Cousins 27. That's $77 million. And one has a head injury and the other one can't run to save his life. You really doing that?
That's tough.
I'm keeping it real, man. Look, I'd be lying if I didn't have anything against Kirk. I don't like how he's handled this situation. But
we have to find a trade partner for Kirk right here on One Time for the Fan. Because of the fact of camp information for that's probably going to be out soon because fans didn't get a chance to go to camp last year, except for the 2 dates that the Falcons posted. Um, for them to come out to Buford High School. Then they had the open practice at the Benz, which
which
one
we
time
both
for the fan.
attended.
Yeah, we did attend that last year. So definitely Falcon fans, if you're heading out there again this year, we will be back out there again. If they have 2 dates, 4 dates, 5 dates, no matter how many dates the Falcons put out for training camp, one time for the fan, we'll be there because we just love showing up to training camp. It's a good time to meet the players if it's your first time out there. Get some autographs. Of course, they have the first part of camp where they're in shorts and t-shirts, and of course later in the summer they do put the pads on, and you do get to see some one-on-ones, some 7v7s. You get to see some full 11 participation too as well. Wide receivers usually right there in front of you. DBs are on that side field to your right. Offensive linemen and tackles and guards and everybody's right over there. Of course, to your left, which if you're sitting on that hill is where I'm trying to plan everything out. Kickers, Coop, Pinion, everybody there in the back. Quarterbacks like far left on the other side, wide receivers, cornerbacks and stuff. So it's pretty cool,
My
man. Y'all got to come out there.
my
What's
brother's
up?
gonna be there in the slides. My brother, and he never falls, by the way.
Eric
He
Parker
never
is definitely going to be there. He's one of the first in line. If he's not Jeff,
he'll
unless
have
you're
on
Jeff
slides,
Wolf,
and he'll
he's
have on
definitely going to have
slides,
on slides.
which is important because he's able to navigate that hill. Okay,
Now,
and
I
if
will say
you
that you guys saw the video that Bijan recently posted when he was doing the workout, going up the hill. That's the hill at Flowery Branch. So for those that want to know, oh, I've never been to the hill. I keep hearing about the hill. It's tough, especially on a hot Flowery Branch, Georgia Tuesday, when you're out there at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, when the sun comes up, watching what? The Falcons practice. Now you thought the players are hot out there with the uniforms and the pads and the helmets. That hill, when that sun gets to beaming, we're talking about the Georgia sun. We in Atlanta, we're in Flowery Branch at that point. You gonna be out there baking. Now me and Demario, I gotta find the picture too as well. You know, we was out there last year. Of course, we had the umbrellas. We don't deal too much with the sun. We ain't trying to burn up out there. So everybody's probably looking around like, who the hell them brothers is in the front row with the umbrellas?
yeah,
It's me and
exactly.
Mario. Big shout out to Mario Scott. We ain't out there. I ain't playing around. Falcons did take a pic. They posted it online too as well. Man, we out there chilling, man. It's 90 something, 94 degrees out there. Eric Park, you better tell him. It's hot. It is
I
hot.
I got a question for you, Jack.
What's up?
It's a friendship test. Are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
So we're your friend T Will is with you at Flowery Branch, and he tries to navigate that hill, and he falls down and busts his ass and rolls his big ass all the way down to the bottom of that hill with a straight face. Are you laughing or no?
It depends on if you're laughing. Depends on how you're feeling. If you're like in one of those Peter Griffin stages, like one of those type of moves, yeah, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's get Terry up. But if Terry's in like one of those, like I can hear you laughing, it's like, all right, y'all, yeah,
I'm
jokes on
probably
Terry
laughing.
on this one.
I can
Jokes on
laugh at
Terry on this
myself. I think that's one thing you guys know. Like I can laugh at myself. I knew the bastard would. I knew he would say that. But you know what? Screenshot that bastard right there. That bastard that we have the same father. Him. Now, see, Jack at least had the consideration, Eric, to say, "I'm gonna wait till you're laughing." So you're saying you're laughing either way. That's what you're saying, big little brother. You're laughing either way.
You
That
gotta
right
wait
there.
until we see what Terry does. There's the reaction of the person who falls on the ground first,
He's
right?
laughing. It doesn't matter.
Come
He's
on.
gonna laugh. That's what he's saying. It doesn't matter. I could fall down and break my leg. He's gonna laugh. Now the thing about him is he probably would be the first down there to see about me. But the bastard would come laughing, and I just have to talk about him. So I just had to put that out there. You're
Shit,
wrong, Eric. You're wrong.
that's tough.
It is. But I
That's
would
tough.
laugh
Falcons
at him.
fans.
So I can't really I would do the same if it was him, right? I would do the same. Oh, he's like, I'm gonna record it and laugh for the rest of the year. He probably would. Anyway, all right, man. Sorry about that.
We're here, man. We talking Falcons football. Don't forget, Falcon fans, Friday morning breakfast with one time for the fan. We are back talking Falcons football. We're definitely going to do a mock draft Friday morning because fans are enjoying the mock draft. They are loving it. But we was gonna do one tonight, a little bit tight on time, so we do want to finish up talking some Falcons football here with everybody in the chat. 3:30 is here in the chat too as well. T Will, great show that you were on earlier. One time for the fan. What's up? T Will's out here becoming the hardest working man in YouTube. He joined the podcast earlier before we went live, and T Will's talking, and I'm like, T Will, who you talking to? And he's like, yeah, guys, we can go ahead and take care of this right now. I got you guys taken care of. And like, T Will, we're talking about one time for the fan. We're getting ready to go live. And he's like, hey, you know what, guys? I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys later. You guys can be on my podcast next week, though. I'm like, T Will, what is going on? T Will was live on another channel as he joined this channel before I hit the live button over here. T Will's really, he's taking it to the next level right now. You're talking about overtime. T Will's getting it in from one channel to the next channel. He talks Braves, he talks Hawks, he talks Falcons. Marvel the other day he was talking with Jordan too as well.
Yeah,
If you can talk Bodie into coming off that roof so that way we can get to the next neighbor's house. Bodie's taking a long time on there.
Oh
But T
wow.
Will, man, tell us about what you got going on with your podcast and everything, and just how you're moving over there.
Man, we're just trying to. It's all love, man. It's all love and respect, man. Even with BLB, you bastard. It's all love because he would laugh at me. It's all love and respect, man. We look. We try and have fun. We try and educate people. But the main thing is, man, we want to talk about our Atlanta sports teams. You know what I mean? People love our Atlanta sports team because they're passionate about it. That's why you do it. That's why I do it. And I just thank God that I get an opportunity to do it, man. I love it. I enjoy it. I try and do it as often as I can. And we're having fun, man. So, we got the show with me and Debo Vibes Tuesday and Friday morning. I got a show with my guy John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. We do the Braves. Me and Scott Carisic do What the Falcon on Wednesdays as well. And then Jordan and I, we do an NFL show Friday night, and we do Marvel Daredevil series right now on Saturday. So yeah, I mean, we're just trying to have fun, educate people, enlighten them, and just bring everybody in, man. You can come in. Nobody's gonna judge you for your opinion. You can feel however you want to feel, man. You know what I mean? If you think that Jeff George was the best Falcon quarterback of all time, we're not gonna judge you. Now we're not gonna agree, but we're not gonna judge you. Okay, so we just want to have fun, talk Falcons, talk Braves, Hawks, Atlanta United, Atlanta Dream, whatever you want to talk about it. Hey man, come to For My ATL Sports. We got you.
Hey, Falcon fan, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Quickly, just want to go ahead and put this up here for those that's in the chat talking Falcons football. See what we got
Got Miss Carey in the
here.
chat, Jack.
Got Miss Carey. Of course, you got Miss Carey in the chat. Hey, Bodie isn't on the roof. He's celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday to our friend Bodie. That is
Happy
right. Big
birthday,
shout out
Baldy.
to Bodie 3000, man. He is celebrating his birthday. Wherever you're at, Bodie, big shout out to you. Of course, Bodie is also one of the hardest working brothers in the show business too right now with the success of his recent channel, Bodie's Best. So we're gonna put that up here before we get up out of here. I remember Bodie here on One Time for the Fan, month pop-up shows, Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, it don't matter. Bodie was here talking Falcons football a lot with you all, and he's still here talking Falcons football too. But he also has his channel called Bodie's Best. It's on YouTube. He's doing a lot of breakdowns and a lot of really cool videos that he's editing himself too as well. So you got to give Bodie a big shout out. We're gonna put that up there shortly. So big shout to Bodie at 3000. He'll be joining us here next week too as well, talking Falcons football, his favorite NFL team. Carrie's here, said, hey everyone, please hit that like button to support the show and this awesome panel. 8 days away from the draft. Let's go. See y'all next Thursday. Carrie's skipping over next Thursday. We got breakfast with One Time for the Fan on Friday morning.
Yup.
Right? We got a Sunday night show Sunday night at 8. We're preparing for the draft. We might even have one or two pop-up shows between them. Don't forget about next week's show too as well. Next week, Wednesday, we have the show before our big show, which is on Thursday.
7
Falcon
p.m. to
fans,
11 p.m.
7 p.m. to 11 p.m. I keep putting this up here so Falcon fans know what is going on. Next week is going down in a major way. You guys see it. Got the special guests, the live giveaways, talking Falcons football from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. The Falcons make the pick. Of course, we're going to announce it here on One Time for the Fan because we will be watching our reactions, fan reaction, people that's going to be in the chat, winning prizes, and just, having a good time to be what? An Atlanta Falcon fan? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So we're back next week, Thursday, too, as well. 4 hours or more. You never know. Talking Falcons football. So that's going to be a great show next week here on One Time for the Fan. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify. Man, we're just moving in the right direction. It's really because of the chat. It's because of the vibes that we get every time we go live. You all are really cool, right? Craig and Ford Dirty and Deshaun. We had a meet and greet for like content creators earlier was it last year? I think it was. A lot of people showed up, had a good time, watched the Falcons. I think we lost that game too as well, but we had a good time just hanging out, talking Falcons football because we are some diehard fans. And that's why we do this podcast. That's why we go to these games. Of course, the Rise Up Tour fan club. I can't really wait to show y'all what the fan club has planned this year. I'm going to put up a flyer here shortly. If you're in the Forest Park area this weekend, which is beautiful weather all week, Falcon fans. So if you're in the Forest Park area this weekend, if y'all want to come out, there is a really cool event. It's a free event too as well. So bring your family, bring your friends. Football, cards, bring your drink if you want to. We're going to be out there for a little bit, having a good time. It's the Spring Fest in Forest Park. I'm going to put that information up here. Craig is in the chat. Deshaun's in the chat. So many Falcon fans here talking football with us. Terry, we had a good time tonight, man. Talked a little bit about Kirk Cousins. Don't want to get into it too much, but as I was mentioning, why is it so important with training camp? As I get ready to put this picture up here, training camp gonna be hot, man. That's me and Mario right there. Big shout out to Mario Scott, man.
That's what's
That is a
up.
diehard. That's a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. Like
That's a
we all talk
diehard
about,
and a sports fan.
man. I'm talking about
Brave,
sport
Hogs, Hawks, Falcons.
dogs, dogs.
Man. Yeah, he's dedicated, man.
Got to get DeMario into more Atlanta United too as well. I'm sure he's a United supporter some way somehow.
Yeah.
But big shout out to DeMario Scott. Big shout out to Eric Parker. Big shout out to those real diehard fans out there they just support the team 24/7. You can wait for a post after a loss from some of these guys and just know that they're out here just supporting the team. We're not out here bashing the team, being disrespectful. But what I want to show on this picture is Flowery Branch is hot as hell out there. As you can see, we're on the hill. And at least you can see up on the hill now. Look at the parents now. Young man right here, his chair is tilted like it's getting ready. He getting ready to fall out the chair. That's how steep this hill is now, Terry. You get up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see them sitting on the hill. Me and DeMario's at the bottom of the hill. But it's a hot day out there. Got my umbrella. Mario got his umbrella. Terry, let me tell you something. I don't want to be sitting out there in the sun sweating, watching fans out there yelling at Kirk Cousins. Because that seems to be the situation that's going to happen when the Falcons put their dates out for training camp, open to the public. We out there sweating in the sun, and all we're going to hear is, man, get Kirk Cousins out there field. Man, get him up out of here.
You will hear it. Yeah, if he's still on the team, you might not hear it because he might not even show up. I'm not convinced he's going to show up.
The OTA part where, Raheem had mentioned it, he's probably not going to show up. Camp, now this is big, Terry. Who is your backup if your backup is not out there for camp? That looks bad. Terry, we got to be real. That looks bad. If he gets to the point of camp and he does not come out there, that's bad. But don't forget, if he does walk out there, the fans gonna let him have it. They're gonna let him have it.
This whole situation looks bad. If Kirk is still around, I don't know that. Look, if you don't want to play, you don't want to play. I don't think Kirk shows up if he's still on the team. I don't. I think Kirk will sit at home. I think you have two very strong-headed individuals in Terry Fontenot and Kirk Cousins. and nobody's going to blink. So if Kirk is the backup, I do not. With every, how can you walk back in that locker room after everything that you've done? Yeah, I was hurt. Yeah. The Falcons lied. Yeah. I was hurt. No, I don't want to do the interview. No,
Terry,
let me take this shirt off and put on my black T-shirt. Oh no. Wait, let me go ahead and talk to the owner. Let me bypass Terry Fontenot and Raheem. Oh wait, you know what? It wasn't enough that I did it once. Let me do it again. Let me call him. I met him in
Terry,
person.
you're
Now let's
about
talk.
30 days away or less of these guys getting back in that building.
I don't think he's gonna do it, Jack. I don't think he's gonna. I honestly, I do not think Kirk
Terry,
has.
who's your backup quarterback if you're going
It's
into
not him.
May
It's not him.
workouts, not interviews, but meetings, going over film, watching it? How do you sit there and not have a backup at this point, Terry? I
It's
mean,
not
but
Kirk.
not just at this point, but knowing that Kirk is not reviewing anything the Falcons are giving him. He doesn't care about the playbook the Falcons are giving him.
I
He's
don't
not
think he
doing
does.
any reps at home as a veteran to get better for the Atlanta Falcons. If that time comes calling randomly, he's not playing for us. T. Will, how is it? How are we going to react to this? Who is the
Uh,
backup?
we're gonna sign a backup, sir. We're gonna or we're gonna draft one, or we're gonna get one off the what is it the draft free agency the thing after.
Craigslist? Did you just say Craigslist? What?
Yeah, or that, however it works, man. Hey, man, why don't you come out of retirement and be our second string? You know what I mean?
I cannot do that. I'm actually enjoying the podcast. Well, matter of fact, I could do that because players are doing the podcast and they're playing now.
They're
So
doing both, right?
I have no
They're doing
problem with that.
both. They're doing both. But no, in all seriousness, isn't there like a free agency, what is it? Unrestricted. What is it like right after the draft? What's the acronym for those players?
You talking
They're
about the undrafted free agents, the
there.
UDFAs?
You go. You get them from one of those guys. Look, the season's over if Penix gets hurt anyway. It's
That's
not.
that's what I don't. That's what I don't want. I can't find
You
what
know
I'm saying.
what?
Knock on wood. I'm telling you right
I,
now.
I Jack,
Terry
I want to
Penix
Jack.
is our guy.
I want hair so bad, Jack. You have no idea. I just want a big ass afro, but it's not gonna happen, Jack. Okay,
Shit.
it's not gonna happen, Jack. It's not gonna happen, Jack. Okay, so get over it. That did deserve a wow. That if for
Trevor
nothing
with the
else,
Wild too as well
that
because the
all of
Wild
the
went
chrome
crazy
up
last
here,
week with
freshly
Debo
shaved.
vibes.
Debo was great.
Apparently, over 100 wows was being just replayed over and over and
His
over. I had
ear,
no idea about it.
yeah, and nobody heard it but him. It's like an episode of Black Mirror. Nobody heard it.
Shit.
Wow. I don't know, man. But no, in all seriousness, I don't think Kirk is. I don't think Kirk has the stones to come back. He's done too much. That's like if you, bro, I don't see it. I do not see him having the stones to walk his behind up in here and be a backup and sit there after he's done all of this. I don't care what anybody says. If I'm his teammate, I'm feeling sideways about it.
Here's the thing about it. If Kirk, and I'm gonna make this super easy, like for the Falcons. If Kirk would have said that he's just comfortable with just going to a team, this trade would have been over already. Once he mentioned the starter, that's why we're looking into certain teams of
Right,
him penciling
right,
in as a starter.
right.
Right? Some quarterbacks just be like, I just want out of here. Just get me out of here. Right? Look
Yeah.
at Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was a starter in Pittsburgh, went to the Eagles. He's not a starter. He knows he's not a starter. He just won a Super Bowl though, but he knows he's not a starter. Right? Some quarterbacks know that. Kirk is literally telling the Falcons, you gonna send me to a team that's a starter. That's what you gonna do. You gonna send me to one of them teams that gonna make me a starter. Versus just get me out of here. Because if he gets here to where just get me out of here, I can give you 10 teams right now I can call. Once you hear you got to send me to a team to become a starter, well, Terry, how many starting positions left in the league? The Steelers?
Very few. The
Maybe
Steelers,
the Browns. I don't think the Browns are set with Joe.
maybe.
If Brown fans are sitting there thinking, oh, we got the number 4 pick and then we got Joe Flacco. Like, come on. Now, let's be serious here. It's not going to happen. The Giants, I think the Giants, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, I don't think it's Shadur. I'm just going to say it. I don't think it's Shadur. He's exact how he say it. Sheesh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a conversation with Scott Karisic earlier, and he feels like the Giants could take him. because both
That's
Russell and Jameis are on 1 year deals.
man, that is so much quarterback debacle
It
in New
is.
York you'd have to deal with. Russell Wilson, pencil him in. If he's going to be the guy, he's the guy. If he's not, Jameis Winston's in the game. Jameis, Jameis is still at a point in his career. I don't think he's kind of, I don't think he's like third string quarterback. I think he's your backup. So for Russell Wilson, he's the backup. That's just what I'm looking at going forward. And when I
Mm,
seen that, I said, well, Shadeur might not be going to the Giants on this one. But then again, I'm not Shadeur Sanders. I'm not the Giants. I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I know we're gonna be here to talk about it though.
that we
So
will,
Falcon
sir.
fans, hit
That we
that
will.
like, share, and subscribe button.
You think so?
What happened? What
Well,
say?
Jameis is a mascot. Oh boy, that damn Eric Parker. I forgot. Damn it, Eric. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. You know what? Never mind. Oh, I know. Do you think Shador falls to the Saints? And if he does, do you think they take him? And if they do you think Dion is okay with it?
I think at this point, yes. I think he's comfortable with the Saints taking Shadur Sanders. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. The other day with Derek Carr launching a YouTube channel, trying to be a content creator now. Also, the report of the surgery that Derek Carr could be dealing with that could take him out a couple weeks into the season or into camp or into the summer. They're not going to go forward with those two quarterbacks they had last year. That dude that
Spencer
um,
Rattler.
Spencer
Is it Rattler
Rattler, and
or
then that
Rattler?
other guy, that walk on guy. They're not going to go in there with that. And if they feel the need at 9 that they want to pull the plug and go after a Shadur Sanders, well, Terry, I hate to say this, but that might be their quarterback for the future because Derek Carr is not for the future in New Orleans. He's just the quarterback at the moment for New Orleans.
Mm.
So, once again, we talked about it. This division, Penix, Baker Mayfield, who we have to beat because you see what he's done with the Bucks. Bryce Young, and I didn't really say I don't think it was going to be Derek Carr. I always said that they might draft the guy this year, but it's probably going to be Derek Carr or Shadur Sanders. You know, could the Jets go at the Shadur? Do the Jets want to deal with Justin Fields and Shadur? It's possible. Could Cleveland take Shadur? It's possible. But Shadur shouldn't get past 9 at the Saints. Now, if he makes it some way somehow to the Raiders, then that's just random. That's just random. But the goal next week, Terry, is to do one thing: focus on what the Atlanta Falcons can do, right? And we have to get better. We have to get better in the trenches. We have to get better in the secondary. We got to get better before that ball snaps on both sides of the ball. So we're here
Fat
to focus.
guys win championships, Scott. Jack. That's what Scott always says. Scott says fat guys win championships. So
Hey,
we need a this. Okay, Jack. Finish this sentence. I know what mine would be, but finish this sentence. This draft is a success if go from there.
the Falcons draft the right player.
The right
They,
player or
they have they.
player.
I mean, I'm talking about this entire draft players.
The entire
But I'm just
draft.
looking
Yeah.
at the first round too as well. Like for me, that has to be this is your hit or miss right here. You can't
Okay.
go get a Vic Beasley. You can't go get a Jamal Anderson. Not the running back. I'm talking about the Jamal Anderson we
Right.
had.
Right. I got you.
You
I got
can't go get a um Ray Edwards. You can't go get some. You have to go get a guy.
you. Hmm.
You saw what Michael Parsons have done. You saw what TJ Watt has done. You have to get a guy that's going to wreak havoc in the NFL, right? And the Falcons, that's their scouting department. This is Terry's hit or miss move right here, but it's a success if they draft the right players. They
Okay.
keep talking about BPA and best player available. Well, let's find out next week who these best players available are because we have to get back out of the slump that we're in, and we need to get back into the, winning the division, getting back into the playoffs. But Terry, don't forget, we're not going to put too much on these rookies too as well. They're rookies.
Hmm.
they're into the mix with what the other 50-something guys that's on the team.
Well, it depends on
But
who it is. If we're lucky to get, I'm lucky enough to get Abdul Carter, not that we will be, he's starting game one,
yes,
sir.
yes, you have some
He's
guys on the
starting
field
game
that
one.
you can hope and promise that they will develop well and be here in the future. Now, don't forget about the Falcons' recent draft class too, as well. We got Bijan Robinson out of that. We got
Hmm.
Drake London out of that.
Draco,
Some would
yeah.
say out of Kyle's recent interview that we'll talk about Friday, Kyle and Cam Newton, Kyle got some people believing that this year is going up with him and Penix, going up.
Yeah.
So you adding him to the mix of where Mooney and London, man, this is a year to shine. But don't forget, Terry, you got a second year quarterback who we get to finally see, for a full season, right? And we drafted him top of his class for a reason. The Falcons believe he is going to be, the future quarterback here. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what we do. I can't wait, man. Next year is going to be live. Next week is going to be lit. I'm sure the Falcons going to be doing a lot more interviews and more stuff to prepare, for the draft, getting their notes finalized of these players and you know how they could present the best for the Atlanta Falcons. So big shout out to once again all these players, man. But also, man, this weekend, Terry, I just talked about it. I'm gonna leave it up here as we do our shout outs. The Spring Fest is going down this weekend for fans that's in the Forest Park area on the south side. Come on out to Kiwanis Stadium, 667 South Ave, Forest Park, Georgia. Of course, you see the City of Forest Park and the Free Wishes Foundation presents the Spring Fest, featuring the largest egg experience on the south side. It's the egg hunt starts from 3 p.m.
Experience.
The egg experience is going to be extravagant for everybody that's going to be out there,
It's
Terry.
going to be excellent.
Oh, exactly. Egg hunt starts at 3 p.m. for ages 12 and under. I gotta give myself a wow right there. That was a wow. That
You
was right
do.
on point.
You
Terry,
do.
you gotta give yourself one too.
Yeah, you do. You do. You definitely do.
Right, that's 2 wows back to back. Big shout out to the Go Dogs. Um, Eric Parker said 420. That's on Sunday, Eric Parker. Uh,
Ah, you
419.
got it. You got it. You did get it. You did get it. Yeah.
Ah,
He's
April
a quick
19th.
one.
Huh?
I said he's a quick one. You got to watch him. You got it. You
Big
got
shout
it.
out to Eric Parker in the chat. April 19th from 12 to 5. As you can see, the experience egg hunt starts at 3 p.m. for all ages 12 and under. We got a lot of people here who's participating in this too as well. Big shout out to the Free Wishes Foundation. Big shout out to the city of Forest Park. Big shout out to Answer the Bell Mobile Entertainment. The Miller Law Firm is also in the building. Gerald D. Crawford Foundation. Paint and Sit Atlanta is also a part of this. And there they go, Terry. There they go. The
The
Rise
Rise
Up
Up
Tour
Tour.
fan club is also
Shout out
involved
to the
as
Rise
well.
Up
It's
Tour.
going to be a great time. So big shout out to everybody who's a part of this. You can bring the kids, bring the family. Like I said, bring your football cards. Y'all want to hang out. Man, we're gonna be out there for a couple hours, so it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna have some food too as well. You can bring your own food if you want. Come chill, come hang out, come kick it with a lot of Falcon fans who's gonna be out there on the south side. If you want to volunteer too as well, reach out to myself, Jack Spade. Reach out to T Will. Reach out right here on One Time for the Fan. Um, he said DGB said you're gonna have a mechanic. You're gonna be having a mechanical, a mechanical bull.
Oh, oh,
You bringing Carolyn?
oh, wow.
DSGB Hall. Falcon fans, hit that
Oh,
like,
I
share,
saw it.
and
I
subscribe
saw it.
button. We're gonna
He
bring it.
does,
We're gonna bring it to the podcast, my brother. We're gonna
he
get out
does.
of line. We're gonna bring it to the podcast. You gonna make me take these headphones off. DSGB
Ah,
Hall. You made me take these headphones off, man. You made me take these headphones off, man.
he doesn't
Get
miss. He
active.
does not miss.
I'm gonna
He
get
does
active,
not
man.
miss.
I'm gonna get about this chair like Bronny.
He doesn't miss.
I'm gonna get about this chair like
Oh,
Bronny.
wow.
And I'm
Oh
gonna
my
sit right
God.
back down like Bronny too. Falcon fans,
Oh,
hit
I
that like,
love
share, and
this gig.
subscribe button. DSGB
I,
Hall.
I I love this gig, man. Oh my God. Oh, he does not miss.
Hey,
Oh, DSGB Hall, ladies and gentlemen. I wish
man,
I could
DSGB
bring on
Hall.
the
This
show,
joker
but
here.
it's funny.
We out. We out in Vegas for the Falcons Raiders game. DSGB Hall, of course, when you're in Vegas, of course, not in Vegas. When you got DSGB Hall money, you just put the Tesla on autopilot from California, and you just wake up in Vegas. This joker is something else. Talking about he driving through the desert, didn't even touch the steering wheel, just put it on autopilot. You jokers are something else.
Must be nice.
Going to sleep. Just imagine, just 3-4 hours in the desert, just going to sleep, wake up. Oh, I'm at the hotel. Oh shit, I didn't even touch the wheel.
Damn.
Big money, DSGB Hall.
Big
we
money.
Riding down the strip in Vegas, man. I done had a few to drink. A little bit too much. And it's that Tito's. You already know what we sipping on.
So for the record, guys, too much for Jack would kill a normal human. Okay, just putting that out there. I've hung out with the man. I know what it is I speak of. Okay, I'm just saying.
Just imagine us in Vegas, T-Will.
It's gonna kill somebody, a regular person. But go ahead, Jack. Tell us about your exploits. You're in Vegas.
Some drinkers, man. So when we drink,
you're hammered. You're hammered at this point, right?
I'm hammered. Yeah. I'm in the spot where I'm like, man, I need to go ahead and get to the hotel. DSGB Hall, man. You can help me out, man. Get me back to the hotel. This dude like, all right, man, you good, Jack? This dude over here taking pictures of me sleep. I have knocked out in the back seat. So, yeah, I got Jack Spade back here, knocked out. Man over here can't drink.
Oh, wow.
Trying to throw them jokes, man. Throwing them jokes at me, man. DSGB Hall. But that's a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. He was out there in Vegas. Of course, when it comes to these fans that travel and hit the road, we got to give a big shout out to the Rise Up Tour fan club. They've done a lot for these fans that's been out here going from city to city. Of course, what we have with the fan club this year with some of these away games: Arizona, San Francisco, Indianapolis, New England, New York, Carolina, Tampa, New Orleans. Man, we're going to have a great time. And for all you fans that enjoyed it the past couple years, man, we're going to be doing it again this year. So head on over to the riseuptourfanclub.com. Of course, we'll have Thomas Scott be joining us here shortly. Terry, this is real cool, right? We got Breakfast with One Time for the Fan on Friday, right?
Yep.
We have the Sunday show, right?
Yep.
Next week, we're going to have a pop-up show. Then we're going to have the Wednesday show. Then we have the draft night show next week, Thursday, right?
Yep.
Breakfast with One Time for the Fan again. We just keep running it back. But a month from pretty much today, around this time, Terry, the Falcons schedule will be out. It is April 16th. The schedule usually drops between the 15th and like the 20th.
Okay.
The schedule will be out. So, Terry, I'm telling you right now, man, Thomas Scott's going to join us for the schedule release event that we're going to put together. It's going to be great. We're going to have some fans who travel on the road faithfully to these events. They're going to tell you about some of the stories of these road games because there's a lot of fans here who hasn't been on the road. That story of being DSGB Hall riding down the strip in Vegas with me drunk as hell in the back seat, that's a road story for you because that's 2 days before the game. Where were we going, DSGB Hall? We getting ready to go back to the hotel so I can go change because we had to go to a party later on that night. No, we're going to the Hawks game. The Hawks were playing.
That's right. Yeah, they did play in Vegas the time you guys were there. That's right.
Man, that joker faded, man. And then guess what? The casinos are there. You're gambling. You're eating good. To the buffet at the MGM Grand. What are they talking about in the chat? They over here trying to roast in the chat. DSGB Hall with the bruh. Eric Parker talking about some lightweight. Eric Parker.
Hold on.
Parker, you were with me that time we was out there drinking. Eric Parker. I gotta go, Jack. I gotta go. Man, if you don't sit your ass down and get another
Jack, hold on. Now my brother hangs with Jose Cuervo, okay?
Sheesh.
Okay. And
you know Don Julio?
I know I can't hang with him. It may have been my 40th or 45th birthday, and Eric comes over to see me, and we sit down and we're playing 21 loser drinks. Right? You played 21. What are they? Not blackjack. 21. Is it blackjack? That might be blackjack. We're playing blackjack, loser drinks, and I lost a lot. Right? And and he has a bottle of Jose Cuervo. the last thing I remember was we were in the 7th round and I lost, and then I just went to sleep, bro.
Shit.
And I woke up, it was the next day. And my brother left. You know what I mean? He left. It was my birthday, and I got drunk on my birthday and went to sleep. So the point is, my brother can drink, sir. I can't. My brother. Now I don't know who would win in a drink off between my brother and Jack Spade, because I've seen Jack put away some, like, Jack can put it away.
I mean, this ain't
But
the Wild West for one.
You said what?
This ain't the Wild West for one. If we're doing like a drink off, I don't want to get Eric, too faded, and he has to hop back on his horse and ride back to Gwinnett.
I've never seen Eric faded. I've known my brother.
That night was after the game or after the practice. Man, Eric was in there like,
I've never seen. I don't know what the hell he had.
Which way is martyr? Which way is martyr? I said that way.
That way. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that.
Migos that way.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Eric looked like this. He looked at both my fingers like this. Which way?
I don't believe that. I do not believe you. I've known that, man.
Terry, Eric, the brothers just stumble off into the midst. I don't believe it. Drive.
I don't believe it. I've never seen my brother faded like that. Never. Never. Not ever.
Falcon fans, you gotta hit that like, share, subscribe. But we got some stories, man, on the field, off the field, as fans, because we have a good time. T-Will, you've been down there as a fan for a game. You see how we operate. We're yelling, we're screaming, we're having a good time. Eric Parker, don't matter. Like, we just have a good time as fans, y'all. So big shout out to everybody here in the chat, talking Falcons football, all you diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. We're getting ready to get up out of here shortly. We're getting ready to do our shout outs, but Carrie just put up a comment that's very important for those in the chat. You have Berto and Bro Talk live now interviewing Andreas Keaton after, I think they're on, when, of course, they're going to be on next week with us on One Time for the Fan. Berto, he's been here before. Bro Talk is going to be his first time joining us on the special guest for the draft show. But if y'all heading over there, y'all can do like how Larry and them do it. If y'all want to do One Time for the Fan, hashtag OTFTF, raid over there in the chat. Go over there and just give a shout out. Say, yo, Berto, what's up, man? We just left One Time for the Fan. We're here to support the channel because we're all content creators. We're all having a good time. Berto, Bro Talk, they're over there live. So if you guys are heading over here after the show, I'm going to head over there too. Make sure you guys use hashtag OTFTF over there in the chat so you guys can represent, man. That's what you do. You go from one channel to the next channel and you just represent, man. Everybody's having a good time. So big shout out to Carrie. DSGB Hall said Jack slept half of the time in Vegas. Not sure how he remembers so much. Shit, that's tough. Eric said Jack was still drunk when he got back. Let me tell you something. Hold on. I know Eric Parker ain't talking that shit. Eric Parker, man, we go back to LA. When your ass was with me in LA on that scooter, Eric Parker, you were faded. Eric Parker, me and you went to the liquor store in LA. You was in the car next to me, bruh. Don't think I remember, bruh. Faded, bruh, Eric Parker. What you talking about, E? T-Will, let me give you that story. Nah, I'm just playing. Eric Parker's a good dude, man. He's a diehard fan, but that's what we do here in the chat, y'all. If we're talking Falcons or we're not talking Falcons, we still have a good time, right? We want everybody here to remember that you can pull up to the chat, keep it real about the Falcons, but keep it positive about the Falcons. We don't want to be rude or disrespectful to the players, to the team, to the coaches, but we got to say what's on our mind, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And Terry, I can tell you, some of the things we talk about is some of the things these players talk about, some of the things these coaches talk about, these parents talk about, the fans, the family. We ain't saying nothing different. Quarterback had a bad game. Yeah, he needs to look. Who the fuck is not talking about that, right? This is simple shit, right? Yeah. I mean, Falcon fans, this is what we do. Eric Parker said, y'all wouldn't drink with me. Man, it's going down anyway. He said, I drunk 2/5 by myself. That day, Eric Parker in L.A., sure enough, Eric Parker in Beverly Hills, in the richest part, one of the richest parts in Cali. He out there in some flip-flops, drunk as hell. And I got to deal with Eric Parker's madness in Beverly Hills. YSL right there, checking people's credit before they get in. Eric Parker's over here on the side telling us, where we going? What you talking about where we going? You going home. That's where you going.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. One
You
thing
better
about my
believe it.
brother,
You better
I,
believe it. Got
I don't
that
believe
picture
it.
of
I
Eric
don't
Parker
believe that.
riding down the
I
street
don't
on
believe
that goddamn scooter is me taking a picture of Eric Parker. He was faded, man.
that.
That
I've
boy
never seen my
was
brother faded.
faded, man.
I've
I saw
never
Eric
seen
Parker
my
in a different part of the world, Craig.
I've never seen my brother faded. I've never seen my brother faded ever.
He's a good faded though. He was living that Cali life. It's the Cali
Hey man,
life, right?
hey,
We're
I
sitting back. It's great weather. Falcons, Rams. It was a great time. But Terry, you go out of town, you have a drink. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
no,
Sometimes you
I'm
don't
not
have a
saying
drink. You go
that.
to the liquor store. You go to the
I'm
liquor
just
store,
saying
man.
my brother's capacity for liquor. Hey, look, bro, I can't drink with him.
There's some
I
great ones now. There's some people
I
that can drink
cannot
out here
drink.
now.
I can't drink with him. I
T will
tried
look.
that. I'll never do that again.
T will look. When you go to New Orleans, soon as you get on Canal Street, right? Don't be Falcon fan. This is a little tip for y'all when y'all go to New Orleans. You can try the hand grenades and all the other the daiquiris and the margaritas and stuff that be sitting in the machines for 24 hours and they don't never clean. I ain't doing that. You go to the liquor store right there on Canal, or you bring your bottle with you, right? But that's all day. Anytime I go out of town, anytime we out of town, Falcons, Carolina, Falcons, Saints, Falcons, Bucks, man, we drinking. We out of town, man. And I got the golf involved too as well. So you know we drinking out there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But we drink responsibly. And that's when you drink with Tito's. Tito's is one of them drinks you can drink responsibly. See, I'm trying to get my pitch ready for when they give me that deal. Big shout
I
out to
see it.
Tito's.
I see it.
Hey, big shout out. Eric Parker said I went home at 3 a.m. Jack left us before the sun went down. Shit. That's tough.
I believe that. I believe that. I believe that because my brother does not quit. Okay, I've never seen the man faded,
Yo,
and I've spent a lot of time with my brother. Had a lot of fun with my brother. Drank a lot of liquor with my brother, and most of the times when I drink with my brother, I end up asleep. I'm
sheesh.
just saying. I I wake up. My brother texts me, "Yeah, I'm home." Oh, damn, happened again. All right, bro.
He
Yeah,
said,
no,
"Oh, damn, happened again."
I, you know,
Hey man, drink responsibly, have a good time. We're not out here just trying to, hey, y'all go out there and get drunk. Nah, we ain't saying all that. Drink
yeah.
responsibly. As you can see, we're here because we know when to stop and it's time to get home. That night Terry had to walk 10 miles to Marta. He realized I need to put this shit down. My boy Jack over here sipping 10 miles away from the Marta. I saw Eric down there checking his shoes. He looking at his shoes. He looking at his
He
flip
was
flops. Like,
not.
yeah, we can make
He
this
was
walk.
not. No, no. I was that night. I was a little tipsy, but my brother was straight. My brother was straight. Because
That
matter
man
of
was
fact, I think we
sipping,
rode the
man.
train back together. I think. Yeah, we.
Y'all did. Y'all did.
I think we did. Yeah. Yeah. Because that was. You know what? That was. Yeah. Yeah. We did. We rode it back. We did.
Hey, Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. T Will, man, got Birdo and Bro Talk Day live, man. People probably gonna head over there, talk some more Falcons football. He said Jack don't remember because he was drunk. Sheesh, that was tough. T Will, man, let's give you shout outs, man. I know you got a lot to say. Don't forget we're back breakfast with One Time for the Fan Friday morning at 9:30.
Yes,
Falcon
sir.
fans. And then we got the
Hey.
spring fling event going on Saturday. Man, it's gonna be a great time this weekend. Beautiful weather, Braves baseball back in town, Hawks Friday. So you got Hawks Friday at State Farm. You got Braves up the street at Truist against the Twins. One Time for the Fan Friday morning. Sunday night show too as well. Man, this is that season, Falcon fans. I hope y'all are really ready because I know we are. T Will.
I'm excited, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be brief tonight. Hey, everybody that joined us in the chat, we thank you. We do this, obviously without you, we wouldn't do this because it wouldn't be fun, and there'd be nobody here to talk. So we appreciate you guys. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We wouldn't be any other. We wouldn't right now. We wouldn't want to be any other place in the world. So we thank you so much. We appreciate you. I want to thank God because I wouldn't be here without him. Thank you, Jesus. And last but not least, hey, these two men that I hold in high regard, Mr. Jack Spade and Mr. Eric Parker. Thank you for giving me my chance to start in this business and give me my opportunity. And I thank you guys. Jack, it's on you.
Hey man, my boy 95 North. Y'all see it on the screen right there. They are live. So big shout out to 95 North. I'm not gonna click on the show because it's gonna give me a strike for it. Big shout
Yep.
out to 95 North. They live. Head on over there. Drop those OTFTFs in the chat. It's going down in a major way, Falcon fans. Once again, breakfast with one time for the fan is back Friday morning. We'll see y'all then talking Falcons football. Big shout out to every fan, you diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. Y'all are the greatest. This is what we do the podcast for. I would love to talk Braves, Hawks, and everything else, but we just have to keep it strictly Falcons here on the channel for the most part. But big shout out to Carrie. Big shout out to the birthday boy, Bodie 3000. All you
Buddy.
content creators out there, keep doing your thing. Raheem, the team, the dream, the organization, y'all keep doing your thing. This is why we turned the podcast on, because we talking about y'all. So big shout out to those Falcons. Big shout out to Mr. Blank and the crew, man. Oh, big shout out to the 2025 Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders. They just announced that too as well. We'll put the picture up Friday. We're about to get the hell up out of here, but we'll put the picture up Friday. Shout out to all the new cheerleaders, all the cheerleaders that's coming back. Man, we go deep here with the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to talking Falcons. We even gave a shout out to the cheerleaders. Shout out to the Freddie the Falcon too as well, the greatest mascot in
Freddie.
NFL history, man. So big shout out to Freddie. But you all are great. Friday morning, T-Will, I'll see you back 9:30 Friday morning, brother.
Yes, sir. Go
Hey,
Falcons.
rise up. One time for the fans, from the fan, for the fan. See y'all then.